Welcome to the Italian Wine Podcast. This episode has been brought to you by the Wine to Wine Business Forum 2022. This year will mark the 9th edition of the forum to be held on November 7th and 8th of 2022 in Verona, Italy. This year will be an exclusively in-person edition. The main theme of the event will be all-round wine communication, and tickets are on sale now. The second early bird discount will be available until September 18th. For more information, please visit us at winetowine.net. Welcome to this special Italian Wine Podcast broadcast. This episode is a recording off Clubhouse, the popular drop-in audio chat. This Clubhouse session was taken from the Wine Business Club and Italian Wine Club. Listen in as wine lovers and experts alike engage in some great conversation on a range of topics in wine. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. And remember to subscribe and rate our show wherever you tune in. Welcome to Ambassador's Corner. We're a couple minutes early, but let's get going and welcome. So I am standing in for Stevie tonight because she is still in London. Stevie and the team are doing VIA in London. Yeah, I think they should be wrapping up. And so, yeah, I think it was a success. Ambassador's Corner here on Clubhouse. This is going to be replayed on the Italian Wine Podcast, probably in the next few weeks. And we do that so that people from different time zones can tune in. Now, tonight we have Rebecca Severs speaking with Giovanni Nordera. And I'm going to just, Rebecca, I'm going to give you a very quick intro, and then I got a couple questions before we get started. So Rebecca Severs is from Memphis, Tennessee, and she is very passionate about wine and Italy. And she became a restaurateur at a very young age. She and her husband opened Bari Ristorante e Enoteca nearly 20 years ago. She's the owner, front of the house manager, and wine buyer. So that's awesome. And she also decided to get further into Italian wine. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you became a certified Italian wine professional in 2017 through the Napa Wine Academy. And you are also a Vinitaly Academy, International Academy Ambassador student. And you travel to Italy whenever you get the chance. Have I gone wrong anywhere, Rebecca?
No, that is all correct.
Okay, awesome. I actually remember most of that from an interview you did with Rebecca.
Yes.
About a year and a half ago. I thought it was a really cool conversation. Yeah. So how's everything going? How's Tennessee?
It's good. Everything's fine.
Awesome. What's the weather like? It's hot, probably, right?
It has been insanely hot, but today it decided to. We've got floods today, so it's pouring down rain, and it's 85 degrees instead of 115. So that's great.
Okay. All right. Well, I won't complain then. It's pretty hot here too, but that sounds a bit more drastic. It's very windy. Let me get asking you these questions. Stevie loves the learning objectives. How did you discover the wines of Pasqua Winery and Cantina? Sorry.
Well, we in Memphis didn't really have Pasqua wines, but we are very fortunate to have their Southeast regional manager that works for Pasqua actually lives in Memphis. And so when she started working for Pasqua, she was instantly excited to bring the wines to Memphis, and she was, equally excited to have us try the wines. And that's kind of how it happened. We saw a lot of their wines by the glass. We sell a lot of their wines by the bottle. So that's kind of they say the rest is history. They were actually the first ones to bring a Prosecco Rosé, and so we started selling wine by the glass when that first came out, when there were no other Prosecco Rosés in the Memphis market. So that's kind of cool.
So you cornered that. That's awesome. And yeah, so when did you why did you select Giovanni Nordera as your favorite producer? Like, what is there anything we should take away from this conversation, like
I
learning
um
wise?
I selected him because my husband and I were actually in Italy in June, and we visited the winery. After selling so much of their wines for the past few years, it was a really nice treat to visit the winery. We actually toured the My Dire My vineyards with Giovanni, and he was just so open to all of our questions, and he was excited that we were excited about it. His passion was very obvious, in the vineyards with the grapes. We could have spent hours there just talking and looking at the grapevines. So I just think in general, Pasqua wines are really well made, and people should be drinking them. So I just kind of wanted to continue the conversation with Giovanni and kind of share um, my love of Pasqua wines.
Super. Yeah, no, it's also really great, to sort of strengthen the connection when you get to have these conversations and just chit chat and in a friendly way, because it's it's not really formal. It's really nice to connect. So it's great. Let me just let's see here. Are you there, Giovanni?
Yes, I'm there. Hi
Nice
to
to meet
everyone.
you. Hello. So I'm gonna leave you in Rebecca's very capable hands. And at the end, if there are time for questions, usually there isn't, but just because when you get to talking. But if there is, then I'll be back and I'll put those out. Enjoy. I'll be back.
All right. Hello, Giovanni.
Hello.
So I'm just going to introduce Giovanni and give you a little background before I start asking questions. Giovanni was born in 1978. He is originally from Vicenza, a small town near Verona. He joined the Pasqua Winery in 2005 and is the technical director of production. He graduated from he graduated in viticulture and enology from the University of Udine. I don't know if I say that correctly. After his studies, he had several international experiences as an enologist at Hamilton Russell in South Africa, in Chile at Santa Rita, and Vina Morande, studying different aspects of enology and fermentation techniques on different local varietals there. He then spent time at the University in Bordeaux, where he studied different topics of vineyards. He also worked at Piovane Porto Godi. I don't know if I said that correctly. It's a family winery as a consultant, and at a winery in Saint Emilion, where he supervised the vinification of Chardonnay and Sauvignon and other local red varietals. His international experience has given him a very broad knowledge of the wine world. He's fluent in English and French. He is also an avid skier and surfer, which we talked about a little bit when we were there in the vineyards with him. He loves the sea and mountains, and he has two children, Tommaso and Letizia. So that is a little of Giovanni's background. So here are my questions. Are you ready, Giovanni?
Yes, I am. I'm
Okay.
ready. I'm ready.
So family is very important to my husband and I. Bari is family owned and run. We're very hands on. We work side by side with our employees. Our sons, who are now teenagers, are working with us in the kitchen. After we had tasted Pasqua wines and we liked them the way they tasted, what really drew us more into Pasqua was learning about how family oriented and hands on Alessandro and Ricardo are. um, Meeting some of their employees when we visited the winery, the very first thing they mentioned, without us, saying anything, was that how family oriented they are and how they are all treated like family. So, what drew you to working at Pasqua?
I started working for Pasqua 15 years ago. At that time, I moved there because I made a promise to my grandfather to work in the family business, and because at that time Pasqua now even is a it was and is a very important Italian company.
Yes, it is it's just family. It just kind of sticks with me. And I really love that. And I love to promote and sell Italian wines that are, small family producers. So you said you've been with Pasqua since 2005. Things change over time. What significant changes have you experienced in the past 17 years that have affected your winemaking, that either good or bad?
Yeah, I've been working since 17 years for the company. It is a long time, and I experienced many things. First, at all, our internal generational change. That was a very important moment because I think third generation changed a lot the idea of the company, focused our aim in the quality. So quality of the wine, quality in viticulture, and quality of life. In that long period, we noticed that what people liked and how the taste changed frequently, and which are the preferences concerning the wine technique. I think I didn't notice um, lots of changes because, in my opinion, the game changer in enology was the use of chill in order to reduce the temperature of a fermentation, keeping and preserving all the grape aromas. So what we can see today, we could even use alternative tank like concrete ones and ceramic ones. But I think the biggest game changer was the use of the chiller for conduce fermentation.
All right. Yes. I think the generational changes we're seeing a lot, and I think in order to be relevant in the wine world, you have to preserve your family's legacy and at the same time adapt. And I think you guys do a great job of that. So well done. Um, so when did you know that you wanted to be a winemaker, or did the opportunity just present itself to you?
I can answer you that at the beginning, I think the opportunity presented to myself. And for that, I started to study viticulture and enology at the university. But I really decided to become a winemaker while I was working in Chile. It was in 2003 for the company you mentioned, Vigna Morandé. In fact, in that time, I had the opportunity to work with Macarena Morandé, that was the daughter of the owner, and together we were tasting the wines while they were fermenting. And in that moment, I realized that the taste was different day by day. And so, in that moment, I decided to become a winemaker because my work would have not been boring, never. Because I thought that every vintage will be different from the others.
Well, that kind of brings me to another question that I had about winemaking. So you Pasqua has this wine. The label is "Hey French, you could have made this, but you didn't." It's one of my favorite white wines that's out right now, and it's got this cool graffiti label. But there's also the concept of blending different vintages of the same grape, and it's kind of intriguing to me, and it makes this beautiful complex wine. So how do you decide which vintages and what percentage to use in the blends?
Yeah. Hey, French is one of my favorite wine too. I think it is very exciting to have the opportunity to blend such a different vintages. And normally we choose 4 or 5 vintages, and we decide the percentage depending of the characteristic of the vintages. I think that the result is very interesting because finally the wine is very complex and very, with a very long aging potential given by this technique, by the Garganega, that is the predominant cultivar, and by the volcanic soil that characterized all the area. We are growing vines out there at 600 meters above the sea level, so it is an important place for the area.
When was the first vintage of that? Well, not vintage, but bottling. How many years have you been making it?
Yeah, the first experience, so first edition was released a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. So it's a recent experience.
Nice. So it'll be interesting to see just how long these can age and how they change with some bottle age.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
is very interesting.
So we all know climate change is a big issue for growing grapes, and soil types can differ from a mile to a foot away. What are some of the climate changes that you face in the Montevegro vineyards that are situated on the top of a hill? Um, what are just some of the Have you seen any changes, or how
Yeah,
does that affect?
yeah, this is an important question. Yes, I think climate change is the biggest issue of the moment, and every day I think on it. It is like an obsession, especially in this moment that in Italy we are experiencing the worst drought since ever. So it's a really an important topic. In Montevegro, we are based on the top of the hill, and the problem in the last years is that the sun is becoming more stronger, and we should protect more the grape, maybe with the use of the shadow. So I think could be interesting to plant the pergola system that was the ancient system of the area instead of guyot. Guyot is the French method, in order to have more protection, because in pergola system, leaves can easily protect the grape from the sun rays. And when you were there, I told you that in the last 15 years, we start to notice what we call the sunburns. So a part of the cluster is attacked, and finally is destroyed by the UV rays that are too strong. So another things is a project, is a thing is to could be to thinking to put some nets over the plants in order to reduce the UV radiation and also the temperature of the canopy. And this system works for other plantations in Italy, like for example the kiwi, but nobody experienced that technique for the wine grape. So it's only an idea, but I think we have to do something because we realized that in the last 10 years the temperature are augmenting all the time. So we have to move. We have to think for the next 30, 40 years. So we have to do the right choices.
Yes, it's very important. So maybe you can be the first one to figure that out, a new system to protect the vines. I know everybody has a favorite grape, but as a winemaker, is there a grape that you have a love-hate relationship with? And if so, why?
But I think I like a lot of grapes, here in Verona, in other countries, and it's really interesting to see how they can express during the fermentation, and what different are each others. And I like Corvina, of course. I like Cabernet Sauvignon. I love Sauvignon Blanc, for example, but maybe the grape I best like is the Pinot Noir, no? Uh, because I think I could have no, some similitude with that grape, because Pinot Noir is gentle, is delicate. I think he's a little bit shy at the beginning, like me. But once you transform Pinot Noir grape in a wine, maybe after years, no, it can make one of the best wine ever, I think. And another thing I like Pinot Noir because it's very difficult to vinify, no, because the skin is very delicate. It hasn't too much color, so you have to preserve it. You have to fix it. The tannins sometimes are bitter, so you have to manage it. And so it's not easy, but and so you have to interpret every vintage. So it's difficult, but it can give to you such a lovely result.
We had mentioned the Hey French, but can we talk about the My Dire My Amarone? It's been called Pasqua's new iconic Amarone. It scored 95 points in the Decanter's World Wine Awards last year, and was Wine of the Year for 2022. So, can you tell us about it and how it differs from the Familia Pasqua Amarone?
Yeah. So the varieties that make up the blend of My Dear My Amarone are Corvina, Corvinone, Rondinella, and Oseletta. The first three varieties are the dominant in Valpolicella's valley. And the last one is an indigenous grape, not so common. Corvina gives the fruit aromas, no? In particular cherry aroma. Corvinone gives the spice, the spiciness to the wine. Rondinella, the acidity and the longness in the palate. And Oseletta, finally, is very important for our My Dire Mai Amarone because it can give to the wine the structure, the color, and the acidity that we need. The soil in Montevegro is predominantly calcareous, and for that fact, the roots of the plants have to go deep in the soil to catch all the elements that the plant needs. And that fact characterize the verticality and the minerality of the wine. This Amarone is different from Familia Pasqua Amarone and from a traditional Amarone. I could say is unconventional. Is a new style Amarone, maybe a new school Amarone with no residual sugar, a very complex Amarone, very mineral, with a lot of structure, and it's very important. Even the acidity because in this wine is very important and guarantees the long life in bottle. At the beginning, when we started to produce my the aim was thinking of an Amarone that may have aged for many, many, many years. So we a little bit we change a little bit the style of Amarone is maybe a new form of a new interpretation of the grapes.
Yes, it's very different from the Pasqua Amarone, and which I love because they're both wonderful wines in their own. So if anybody hasn't tried the My Amarone, you should definitely grab a bottle. The Valpolicella is really incredible too. We got to taste that when we were there, and I'm waiting for its arrival in Memphis so I can share it with everybody else here. So hopefully we'll have that soon. What's the most favorite? You mentioned fermentation and tasting, and changing, um, the taste changing daily. What is your most favorite part of the winemaking process?
Yeah, at the when I started to work, I was really look after the fermentation. So I, mm, I look after the yeast that I used, the temperature of fermentation, the bacteria for malolactic, and after years, now I think one of the things I like best do is to taste the wine from the barrel in order to make the blends. And what really I love now is the viticulture, because I really love to go to the vineyard and see how the grape are in which condition. And I think is really a tricky thing, because you have to fight with the weather. Every day you look at the forecast, and you hope. In this case, we hope that it rains. But normally we hope we don't like too much rain. But I think that the plants. No, I think the grape and the plants are like your children, so you have to look after with love, and it's very tricky, it's very passionate, and because the grape and the plant are live, and so I think there are many factor, many variables, so it's very tricky, and I love that. I love to go to the vineyard and check the quality, the maturity, and taste the berry, and see how the vintages are different. So that is what I really love in my work.
Are you enjoying this podcast? There is so much more high-quality wine content available from Mama Jumbo Shrimp. Check out our new wine study maps, our books on Italian wine, including Italian Wine Unplugged, The Jumbo Shrimp Guide to Italian Wine, Sangiovese Lambrusco and Other Stories, and much, much more on our website, mamajumboshrimp.com. Now back to the show.
I knew that you loved that because like I said, we could have spent hours just in the vineyard, and you would get you talking, and you would start picking leaves off and getting really involved, and I know you could spend hours there, and there's so many vines in one vineyard, so it could take you all day. I just didn't know if there was another part of the winemaking process that really was, more favorite than being in the vineyard. Um,
But, I like fermentation, because the fermentation is the moment, when you wait 10 months, to keep the grape. Then you crush the grape, and you notice if the color is okay, and then you wait 3-4 days that the fermentation starts, and the perfume comes out, and you start to think if the vintage is good, how is how are some flavor, and so it's exciting, because we have expectation on it. So that is a very nice moment too.
Nice. So, what wine are you most proud of that you've made at Pasqua?
Yeah, I think we are very proud, which are the what we call the icons. So I could say the Romeo and Juliet family. Of course, the Mai di Remai family, so the Mai di Remai, Amarone, and Valpolicella. Hey French, then 11 minutes, and why? I think these are the what we call the icons, so what we really look after with a lot of passion and love.
Yes, those are all. They're such great wines. They really are. Um, the 11 minutes is incredible. We sell a lot of it here. um, yes, and the Romeo and Juliet, the whole line. Um,
Yeah.
yes. Is there anything that you would like our listeners to know that I haven't asked you about yet?
But I don't know because I think I want to tell is a problem that we have now in the vineyard, no? Because it was a problem that seemed to be resolved many years ago. Now I remember I went to France in 2000 to look after the golden flavescence that was at the time was really a good, a very big problem, very a big issue. And now, after 20 years, we start to see here in Verona, especially in the Soave area, in Prosecco area, there are a lot of vineyards with that illness. That is endemic, so it's very dangerous. That illness is caused by a phytoplasma that is bring by an insect that is called the Scaphoideus titanus that goes to the vineyard and spray this illness. And when you realize that you have this problem, you have to cut the vine. Now that is the solution. You have to cut the vine with the problem. Otherwise, in a few years, you will see in 2 or 3 years your whole vineyard completely destroyed. And so that is a big problem, and I think all the winemaker, the producer, the great producer, have to fight together to defend ourselves from that insect. So we have to work really close one to each other because it's a big problem and is a risk. Is a risk for the whole viticulture. So, but it's not easy to resolve. So we have to study different techniques or whatever.
Yeah. Are you working with other winemakers to figure out the problem? Is there a
Yeah,
group? Yeah.
yeah. There is a group, and we are working for the instant with the consortium of Soave, no, the DOC Soave, and we
Mhm.
are talking, making group, talking with the region, and so to try the system to make the region solve the problem, go out and look after which vines are affected. Because the problem is also that people that have this problem, they don't denounce it, and they don't want to denounce the people that have close to them, and so we have to solve this problem because it's a risk. It's a risk, yeah. Because if we don't do anything now, we will have the problem in a few years, and will be a big one. So we have to solve now.
Yes. Save the Suave. It's
Yeah, yeah.
very
Save Soave and
important.
Prosecco too.
Let's let's get everybody on that. We've got to figure
Uh,
out a solution.
yeah,
Oh. So can let's talk about the 11 minutes rosé. I know that there you have a new version of that and it's aged a little. I don't It's not here yet, so I don't we haven't been selling it, but is it called Y? Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, it is
So
correct.
is that out? Is it out now? Did it come out last year?
Yeah. It came last year. So why is we can say the big brother of 11 minutes. Why is I could say a gastronomic wine. So it's very useful with the food, no? And the cepage, the cultivar are similar. So we have Corvina, we have Trebbiano di Lugana, we have a Carmenere. No? We don't have a Syrah that compose the 11 minutes. And so these three cultivar makes the blend. It's very interesting to mix Corvina. That Corvina represent the backbone of the wine. That it gives to the wine the acidity. Then and of course the cherry aromas, the fruit aromas. Then we have Trebbiano di Lugana that is very unuseful and very interesting because it gives to the wine a very the longness in the on the palate, so it's very important. And then we have Carmenere. Carmenere is not a common vineyard here, but is very interesting in our blend because it gives to the rosé, to this rosé, the structure that we need. And I say that is the bigger brother of the 11 minutes because this wine is more bodied, obviously, more structured, and it ferment and stay in a barrel for 6 months. So there is also this creaminess given by the woods that bounds very well with the taste of the wine. So normally, why uh, go to the public after 2 years from the vintage, no? Because it's a more complex rosé. And 11 minutes is a more ready product. Now that comes out normally 6 months, 6, 7 months after the vintage. The vintage.
All right. Well, that sounds good. I can't wait for it to be available in the U.S. I have tasted it, but I don't have access to sell it yet. So I'm excited about that. Can we talk about, let's see, the Romeo and Juliet line? I know it is very iconic for Pasqua and iconic for Verona. Um, the the label is the graffiti from the wall. Um, is there anything, I don't, you do, it's the Prosecco Rosé, you have a Bianco and a Rosso. What, I don't know, what can you tell us about the Bianco and the Rosso?
Yeah, you were referring because I didn't hear you. You was referring to Romeo and Juliet lines. I'm right.
Yes, correct.
Yes. So Rosso and Bianco, Romeo and Juliet are maybe the first iconic wine we introduced a few years ago. Maybe I don't remember well. Maybe was like 8 or 9 years ago, and they are very typical from the area. I can say because both of them have the same method of appassimento. In both cases, the grape are harvested and are dried for a short period. No? Short period. It means maximum 1 month and not more. And in this period, the grape lose a little quantity of water, so they can concentrate. And about Passimento Bianco, it is made with Garganega. with Garganega only. Garganega is the main variety of all area of Soave, so is a very important white grape with a lot of acidity. And after the period of drying, we crush the grape. We do a cold maceration, and we ferment at low temperature, and finally we obtain a wine with no malolactic, very fresh, very crispy, about around 13 degree of alcohol, so very intense in the nose and very pleasant. And about the red, we use the, um, the grape from the area, from the Veneto area, and is a normally we do even in that case we do a 1 month of drying process, so uh, we have a concentration and after the fermentation that normally lasts 1 month, we have a big wine, very structured, and with a pleasant hints of fruit, and the with a lot of body and a long finish. So we have a red wine, very modern, I could say, and with a lot of success because we sold in all the world. So it was really a good item.
Yes, I think they're very food friendly too. So you can either one of them would just go great with salads and pasta or fish. So they're very food friendly for
Yeah.
sure. Um, so you mentioned Pinot Noir as your one of your favorite grapes. And you'd mentioned growing Carmenere in that region, but it's not, that's very rare. Do you have any Pinot Noir planted anywhere?
But yeah, we have a little vineyard of Pinot Noir, but for the moment we are not make a wine from. We are not selling a wine from Pinot Noir. I had experiences in you said in Hamilton Russell, no, in South Africa was very interesting, and their Pinot Noir was fantastic to work with those grapes. But could be I don't know in the future could be a label, but Riccardo Pasqua says that Pinot Noir is not easy, and so if we go to the market with Pinot Noir, it should be a really fantastic Pinot Noir. So we will take our time.
Yes, and any wine you put out is going to have a really high quality. So take your time, perfect it, and we'll wait patiently.
Yeah,
um, During the pandemic, what
yeah,
did you? How was that for you in terms of working? Was it? How did that affect you? Um, how did you address the situation? Because I'm
yeah,
crazy for everybody.
yeah. It was crazy for everybody. I was really scared at the beginning. I was coming here in the winery like a robot, no, with several masks, glasses. So I wear gants. So I was really, really scared of the pandemic. Even speak with our colleagues, so we took the distances, and we had to work. So it wasn't so strange, but it was strange to go to the work and in the street you saw the street empty, completely empty. It was a little bit like a post-apocalypse, was a really strange moment, and we did work. We work all the day. We hadn't stopped for a while. We could, as a team, do what we wanted to do. So I think was a really good time for us to understand that human being, we in particular, we can adaptate, to the moment. We can solve the moment, going forward and not to stop, but thinking how to do, how to say to go on. It was really a good gym, a good moment in that terrible period. I think we could create a lot of things. Our reaction was very very good, I think.
I think we all definitely learned how to adapt.
Yeah.
And so things are definitely better now. I really really enjoyed getting to go and visit the winery, um, and be in the vineyards. It was wonderful. So.
Yeah. Even for us, to welcoming you, because it's sad, to not see nobody. No.
Yeah.
It's a part also of what I love in my work. To when I met you, to can show my knowledge, to give to you my what I know. So that is it's even what I like to do. So now, fortunately, we can do it.
Yes. Yes, we can. The your winery is very sleek. I really enjoyed looking at all the barrel sizes and the stuff going on in your tasting room. That's what I figured. Sorry.
Yeah.
So is the winery somewhat new?
But I don't know if we bought a lot of big botti, like 2,500 liters. I don't know if when you came in there were already were in the barrel room. So this is a new entry, and we are expecting some concrete um, some concrete vets. So we are very curious on work on it.
Yeah, that'll be.
So we want to control the maturation of wine. So using um, different oak, bigger than the tonneau and the barrique. So changing a little bit the finding of our wine. So we are searching because we don't stop. We never stop. We are looking for the perfection, but perfection doesn't exist. So we follow we try to reach it, and so we try to use all the technique we can understand, we can manage. So it is a research, it's ever a new research, and that is fantastic for us, to even to change a little bit the wine,
Yeah, it's exciting.
because wine is an evolution, I think. The taste change and the profile, our expertise. So I think we will do better and better, in the future.
Yes, I'm sure you will. You're doing a good job
Hopefully.
now, so it's
Yeah.
that's exciting. So you have a really pretty wonderful tasting room. So maybe we just tell the listeners, if you're in Verona, it's very close, so they could stop by and taste some wine. Um, would they need to go to your website to do that? Is there a way to set up a tasting?
Yeah. You can go to the website and organize a tasting. All people are welcoming here, and they do their Pasqua experience, so they have a different cup. So we show the wineries. So I think it's very interesting, and we are ready to do that. So it's a way to enter more in contact with the wine, I think, because you can ask if you have a question, or you can really ask what you don't know in the wine, what even is difficult to read, I don't know, in newspaper or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's a good experience and opportunity for the customer.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you're there in the winery tasting wines with, people that work there, work for your company, it is a great experience. And if anybody has the chance, they definitely should do it. You do, because there are you have a lot of wines.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but it's fun. I'm excited. Um, excited about to see what the future holds with your wines.
Yeah, we have different wine because we are concentrated in Veneto area, but we work even in with wine from Puglia. No, it's very important for us. Even some wine from Sicily. So we cover few region in Italy. So we have different
That is,
different
yeah.
grape.
When I discovered it, that you had a Puglia and Sangiovese, and it's like, why do they have a Puglia and Sangiovese? And
Yeah,
then so I learned that the family was originally from Puglia.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first generation. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that's awesome, and one more reason why we love, to support Pasqua.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before I give the room back over to Joy, I want to say thank you so much for taking your time today, to let me ask you some questions. I hope that some people learned something new. I hope that you enjoyed this. It was fun. So thank you very much.
No, it's me that thank you. It was a great experience. It's my first time that I do this thing. It's very exciting, and really I tell you thank you again because it was an opportunity to me. I hope to have told something to someone, no? Okay, to express what we do here and how we do the wine.
Yes. Thank you very much. So, okay. Well, I'm going to turn it back over to Joy.
Yeah.
Hi, yes. How are you? It was a great interview. I'm not sure if we have any questions. If anybody has a question, feel free to raise your hand. And if you have a question but you don't want to speak live, you can always just send me an email at info@italianwinepodcast.com, and I will forward it to whomever you have a question for. Leica, do we have anybody? I don't think so. But I want to just say thank you very much to both of you. That was absolutely fantastic. And it's August 25th is our next one with Jay Di Donato with Marco Zanai of Castelnoarna. So definitely tune in for that on August 25th. And as always, have a fantastic evening. Thank you both. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Giovanni, for the wonderful interview and the information.
Thank you,
Thank
Joy.
you. Thank you.
Oh, and Rebecca,
Yes.
I was like, oh, you must talk about wine a lot because even Siri is agreeing with you.
That's what I figured. I don't know how that happened. I don't know.
I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I love it. All right.
The recordings.
Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Thank you. You too.
Bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
One second. Here we go.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode brought to you by the Wine to Wine Business Forum 2022. This year will mark the 9th edition of the forum to be held on November 7th and 8th, 2022 in Verona, Italy. Remember, the second early bird discount on tickets will be available until September 18th. For more information, please visit us at winetowine.net.
guys, I'm Joy Livingston, and I am the producer of the Italian Wine Podcast. Thank you for listening. We are the only wine podcast that has been doing a daily show since the pandemic began. This is a labor of love, and we are committed to bringing you free content every day. Of course, this takes time and effort, not to mention the cost of equipment, production, and editing. We would be grateful for your donations, suggestions, requests, and ideas. For more information on how to get in touch, go to ItalianWinePodcast.com.